Heated fury, if the narcissist was honest. All narcissists have fury. Fury sits beneath the surface, ready to be activated by our narcissism to compel each narcissist to respond instantaneously, quickly, and effectively where there is a threat to our control. When that fury ignites, it compels the narcissist to act through the application of a particular manipulation suited to the relevant form of fury, heated or cold. If you want to understand more about the concept of fury, please do see my book of the same name. You will find it very interesting and insightful. Narcissists have cold and heated fury, but the use of them varies dependent upon each subschool. Overall, lessers are generally governed by heated fury. Lower lesser narcissists use heated fury 99% of the time. Middle lesser, 85-90% of the time. Upper lesser type A, 90%. Upper lesser type B, 99%. So as you can tell, most of the time, if you're dealing with a lesser narcissist, you will experience heated fury. When it comes to the mid-rangers, there is a shift. Lower mid-rangers tend to utilize heated fury towards cold fury in a 60-40 split. Heated fury 60% of the time, in rough terms. Middle mid-range very rarely use heated fury, maybe 5 to 10% if that. Therefore, 90 to 95% of the time they will use cold fury. Upper mid-rangers are governed mainly by cold fury, perhaps using heated fury 20 to 30% of the time. With regard to greater and ultra, they will generally use heated fury in around about 15% of the time and cold fury 85. So 15 to 20, 80 to 85% of the time. So they generally utilize cold fury. Understand that there are a difference with regard to when this fury manifests. So any form of fury, whether heated or cold, appears very often when you're dealing with a lesser narcissist because they have a very low control threshold on that ignited fury. Mid-rangers have a slightly better threshold on it because they operate a facade, and the facade keeps the fury, whether it's cold or heated, in check more often than it would do with a lesser, but it still surfaces it very regularly. Greater and the ultra are the experts at keeping this fury intact, and therefore it manifests far less. That isn't to say that it isn't there, because with all narcissists, fury is ever present, churning away beneath the surface. But what, when it came to the use of heated fury, if all the narcissists that use it, and all narcissists will use heated fury to some extent, if they were to tell you quite honestly what this meant, what would this sound like? This is what it would be if the narcissist was honest to you about the existence of heated fury. I am a seething bundle of conflict and vitriol. I have my fury churning away, ready to be ignited at a moment's notice. The song once asked, "War, what is it good for?" My answer would be, absolutely everything. War, through heated fury, is the tool by which I reign, and by which you are kept doing that which I want, providing me with compliance, providing me with fuel, providing me with character traits and residual benefits. I am on a permanent war footing because I am red of tooth and claw. I must always be ready to defend myself against your uncalled for and unwarranted attacks, which you are prone to launching my way when you threaten my control of you. I don't know why you do this, but you always seem to want to put me down, blame me, or go one better than me. I cannot understand why you behave this way, not after I do so much for you, yet you always do it, managing to ignite my fury with your words and your actions. This leaves me with no choice, of course. I have to assert my superiority and control over you, and if I was ever to fail to respond to your attack, then I would be doomed. In fact, So used have I become to these unnecessary and gratuitous assaults which you launch against me, that I will often launch my own preemptive strike designed to keep you in your place. I must remain in control. I am God of the world, which I have created for us, and you must always remember this. I would much rather not have to do this. I would prefer not to lash out with my vicious tongue, roll out a silent treatment, or in the case of the less sophisticated of our kind, subject you to a battering from fists and feet. We would much rather save our energy, but you bring it on yourself. You should know by now what I like and what I dislike, yet you infuriate me by still saying and doing the wrong things. I know you must do it on purpose, because you are trying to assert some kind of power and authority over me. You are trying to usurp my control. I've no idea why you feel the need to do this, because you cannot ever outgun me. I always get control in the end. I have batteries of malevolent missiles to launch your way, megatons of vicious exploding insults to rain down on you, and so much heated firepower that I could annihilate you 100 times over. Yet, notwithstanding my superior armaments, you still insist on trying to do me down, and thus I have no choice but to smash through your boundaries, assert my control, and blitzkrieg you into defeat. You should know that someone like me, who is in a permanent state of war readiness, must not be defeated. In fact, I know that you do know this, but you still seem to exhibit some perverted delight in trying to prove me wrong. You should have learned by now that I am always right, and you really must accept this. Yet you keep trying to correct me, or even worse, show me up in front of others. It is little wonder that in the face of such provocation that I erupt behind closed doors and steamroller you into submission. You then have the audacity to call me for my unreasonable behaviour when you started it. This is why I truly do think that there is something wrong with you. Any nation that decided to embark on a full-scale war with the might of a superpower, such as the United States of America, would be deemed crazy. It would be a self-destructive and suicidal act, yet in the same way, you see the might of my firepower, my array of gleaming guns, miles of ammunition, and battalion after battalion of trauma tanks, and you still provoke me. My fearsome fighter planes, which unleash their manipulative missiles against you, and the squadron of bombers which are always ready to carpet bomb you with malice into total submission, are obvious to see, and yet you still insist on engaging in war with me. I am the Lord of War. It is what I have been created for. I am always ready for the fight. I am on high alert, and in the moment of a murmured insult, I launch into action. I am highly trained and designed for combat. You are not. And yet, you still engage me, trying to outflank me and outwit me. You launch trumped-up accusations at me. But they will fall short of their intended target, and then you will be subjected to the full might of my armies as I strike back. Anybody who would go to superpower, such as myself, is clearly insane. And your repeated attempts to do this put you firmly in this category. It is only the truth I therefore tell when my propaganda broadcasts to your family and friends point out that you are clearly unhinged. You are. Your repeated attempts to topple me bear testament to this insanity on your part. Everything about me is designed to control you, to defeat you. I am the anointed one. I am the king of this kingdom, and must never be usurped. This is why I have been created as a total war machine. I have been designed in this way to always triumph, my ever-ready condition, a necessary prerequisite to crushing any rebellion on your part. Why not for once finally submit to my hegemonic control? Why not recognize that you can never win? And why not subject yourself to my good governance? After all, I only have your best interests at heart. You cannot defeat a machine which is designed for and is always primed for war. An outbreak of peace will do you the world of good, won't it?